Welcome back to another WARNO deck overview, review, or look, whatever. Right, next we're going to go through the 35 Desantno, I don't know how to pronounce that brigade, but pretty much the very Russian Airborne brigade. I should probably get that right, shouldn't I? It's quite bad. So let's jump straight into this. Let's go to battle groups. Let's have a look at some new kit. I'm already seeing some new kit, especially some new infantry as well already, which is pretty cool. So we'll go down to 35 DS, the official battle group. I guess we'll just have a look. Should I quick create, sorry. There we go. Desantno, I don't know. Shturmovaya. Shturmovaya. How on earth do you pronounce that? Shturmovaya Brigade. Well, we'll just go with the Airborne Brigade. Alright, straight into it. So, logistic vehicles we have. Straight away, the Desna UAZ 315 on Snab. It's kind of just bog standard. It's not even it's a supply. Is it a supply? It is as well. Oh, it's a supply vehicle. That's pretty cool. That's cheap. Get around 250. Actually, that's quite bad. So you can get. Oh, it's airborne as well, so it's long distance. What? You can start off quite at the front, but why would you want that straight away from the get-go? I don't know. Hard one. Maybe it is useful. Could be useful to some people. I guess it could be used to set up straight as supply points, get them straight up there, so you always have that supply from the get-go. I guess it could be useful actually. Not got a lot of supply though. Right, next we got the MIMT Grozovi. Lots more supply there in this bugger. Nice bit of kit. Laid it's our first supply helicopter, I think, for the Soviet divisions. So, what we've got, 6 points there. Pretty good. So that allowed you to get your supply up. Not used this yet. What we've got next, MI-26, the big boy, Grozovia, in the 185 points. 6,000 supply. 185 points. That is, if you're going to lose that, it's going to be a big shock. This bit of kit, I don't know how you'd use this, really. I'll probably use it behind big defences. I use it in two scenarios. One scenario where I know I've got a sector, one I'm under control, I need a supply behind a defence somewhere where no one can see it, because it's going to get knocked out because it's slow. Or for artillery, to go and resupply, so I land it somewhere right at the rear of the artillery, fire the artillery somewhere away from this thing, bring the artillery back to resupply wherever this location is, and then push back out the artillery somewhere else to engage new targets. That's how I'd use this aircraft, but it'll be a late game to be using this, where I know that the game's sort of in our favour that we can utilise this, or in desperate times really. Next is the Desna KSHM, which is UAZ. R149 command vehicle, 105 points. It's just your bog standard command vehicle. Like, you can't get any more standard than this, really. Can't really do anything other than just secure areas. BRDM-2U, which is another command vehicle which can't do anything. It has a bit of armour, so maybe I'll take on forearms for a little bit longer than UAZ can. But still, I wouldn't really use this, to be honest, because I just feel like it's just a waste. Can't defend itself. So yeah. MI9 could be useful to some people to get to battlefield quick, secure areas. Depending on your playstyle, how you want to use it, you could want to straight from the get-go, straight away send your aircraft in there, secure the sector with your infantry, and straight away get those points on the board. Now you play. Next is the BMD 1KSH Soroka. It's an interesting bit of kit, I know. It's got a PKT. Don't know where that PKT is. Oh, there it is, right there potentially. Oh, there's two of them. Looks like. Oh, it's time to. Yeah, cool. That is it. Ground targets, got one armour on all sides. Shooting attribute 1000 rate of fire, not bad, okay, so it can defend itself against infantry. A little bit. Probably going to need a little bit of assistance, obviously, but at least it can engage back. Like, you can put this in reverse. Whatever you're trying to chase you, it can take a small arm fire quite easily, clearly. And, yeah, I'd probably, out of these, I'd probably choose this. Just because that armour capability and the medium machine gun allows you to actually defend itself and get out of there. Next, the airborne infantry. Here we go. This is where a larger selection is going to be. Everything across the board, more or less, except from these few ones here. You can deploy head of lines, which is really good at the get-go in deployment phase. So we got the Sapri Command, been through that before, UAZ, and this actually allows you to employ or deploy them straight away from the get-go beyond your front line, which is will put in a sector, which is good. Allows you to get in and capture areas quicker. Next, you have more sappers, once again, the UAZ option, and the UAZ option here, but they can deploy a bit further ahead. Seen these guys before, but these are obviously the airborne version, which have a bit better stats, actually, I think. They're very similar stats actually. High explosive suppression, napalm around there. Saddle charges. We've got here SPG 9 guys, so gun group more or less. Hit with the BTR RD robot, which also has an ATGM on it. Good combination that. 80 points, quite expensive compared to UAZ, which is 55, depending on what you want to do. It's not a bad range, 1,575 and 14 penetration. Pretty good. Put the two of these next to each other, you're laughing. Good, taking out tanks quite easily if you're in a good position there. We'll go next to Fagut and the Concourse. We will know this argument here. I like to go for the Concourse, take 15 points sometimes. But it all depends how you play, what you want to use. Both good though. Just in the tubes a little bit longer, increasing the accuracy and range. Both can be employed into the robot BMD. Another UAZ with the SP9 on top, SPG9, sorry. Raid launcher, UAZ as well, nice. Spetnaz Command. That's pretty cool. That's command unit for Spetnaz. That's pretty decent. Well, these guys are really good actually. Submachine guns, really good defense. These are actually really good infantry, and their command units. They're actually good to defend off units. They're actually quite easy to defend themselves. And you know, quite frankly, you don't want to mess these guys. Look at the creps. Come on now. Like, how disciplined is that? They're all got the same colour trainers. Like, that's serious discipline there, gents. But no joke, these guys are pretty good. High stats, get high level here. Take out vehicles. These guys are really good. Like, really, I wouldn't even mind putting 3 of these together as a squad and going to attack through the hills and stuff. It's pretty cool. Spetnaz OP. So we've got the long range anti-tank rocket launcher. Well, not too far range, but it's more defensive. RPG 29. Good to sit in defense, actually. Quite a nice unit to sit in the town and whatnot. Nice, I like that. Good options there as well. Normal Spetnaz. These guys are pretty badass. Stealth. Strength is 12. They're good unit quality. We need to look at this one. This is going to be interesting. Exceptional units down here. These guys are going to be real good. Mini machine gun. Not bad range. Could be standard. We've bumped that range up. Incendiary rocket launch. Submachine gun. Cool. Looks good. There's that command. Another command unit. These two, I'll probably go for, personally, I might even go for the Spetnaz just because of that factor of the submachine guns and defense. But you have the suppression rate, which looks a bit better with the Desantno command. So you can see they don't have that suppression rate. So maybe these guys might be a little bit better. Depends how you use them. Depends how you use your command units, really. Desantno-Shturmovaya Okay. Assault rifle, light support weapon, anti-tank rocket launch. Weapon penetration, weapon damage, 18. Not bad. Not bad stats. Standard stats, really, to a certain extent. Not bad price as well. You get options to send them via helicopter as well. Let's have a Desantno command. You can drop them with BTR-2s. Not bad bit of kit, that grenade launcher. Whenever I see a grenade launcher, I get quite excited because I know how devastating these are against infantry. Grenade launchers are just ruthless. So these are really good. Tree blocks, stick them in there. A couple of these grenade launcher things. As long as these don't get hit or taken out, honestly, great bit of kit. So normally put a front line infantry, these behind it. You're going to just penetrate and annihilate infantry. Imagine this combination with a grenade launcher vehicle as well, napalm, and a few guys with ATGM or RPGs taking out any their infantry fine vehicles. Honestly, you're unstoppable. Unstoppable. As long as you have good tactics and working together, make sure you don't get bombed or artilleried, and then you're pretty much laughing. Got a choice of a BMD 2 as well. This is a new one. BMDs are new infantry vehicles, which is nice. These are obviously the airborne infantry fine vehicles, the BMDs. Got a tank gun. Not bad penetration, actually. This has got autocannon. Penetration of 2. But high rate of fire, 175. 175, actually. Not bad. Medium machine gun. Some more different infantry. What is the difference between this one? Okay, we've got a Metis. Anti-tank RPG more. Alpha RPG. Pretty much that's the difference, really, in comparison. Is the RPG. So the Desantno and the BMD one, the difference between them is 5 points. One has a better RPG. More or less. One's the infantry squad, one's the infantry group as well. So you get one extra man in the 5 point more expensive one. You get the better RPG. That's probably no brainer, really. What's the comparisons in vehicles? Yeah, there you go. So these guys, you actually get a BMD infantry fine vehicle with it. That's how they've sort of balanced it out a little bit there. What about the Metis? Metis can get their own. Pretty good, actually, Metis. I like it. They're good defense. I like to, straight from the get-go, I like to bring these up in combination with the guys with RPGs. But I like to bring these guys at the front of like towns and whatnot and forests so they can watch avenues of approaches and neutralize tanks and vehicles and recon at long range. Really good to have. Always, I think you should always have a combination with recon at the front with your sort of long range weapon systems, such as the ground-to-ground missiles here, or sorry, not all. So you get your recon to get your eyes out. You get your ground-to-ground missile infantry here, taking out vehicles at further range. And if they do close in close and they do manage to get past these guys, where these guys are reloading or they haven't hit them or killed them, you got the guys, the RPGs, to finish the job when they get in close. So always have that combination. That's why there's so many units here to select from, because you need to work together with all these units. And last, we have the Desantno-Shturmovaya. These guys are probably the best, probably the most expensive, which they are, as you can see. Stats are incredible here. Look, actually 75%, suppressing fire 132. That's really good compared to 30 there. Makes such a difference. Which other unit has a PKM? There we go. Even the PKM on the Spetsnaz is 88 compared to these guys are putting 132. That's really good. Plus there's 3 of them. That's probably why. There's only 2 PKMs on that. That probably makes sense why that's done that. Strength 7. Supply cost is quite low. It's not too bad. Good bit of kit. Definitely an infantry unit you definitely want to have on the attack is these guys right here. These guys you want to be using to assault positions because they will sweep up. Artillery, what we got? What do we have? The artillery, all new kit here. Got some sort of mortar here. Some old school bit of kit that looks like, doesn't it? Range is 5,000, but I guess it's maybe a little bit quicker, 16 kilometers per hour. No, it's not. It's not as fast. Let's compare it to the other mortar, shall we? 6,700 range, so the mortar's got a bit better. A little bit better range, actually. But they've got a larger rate of fire, the mortar, right? Probably because it's more mechanical. Automatic, maybe, potentially. But you can put more rounds in it. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not so sure how this works. Do they put one in and ping it off? Or do they have more, put them and shoot it? Boom, boom, boom. It gets pumped, maybe? I don't know. Makes sense, because that rate of fire is 57. Real time's 3 seconds. Okay, next what we got? Got some mortar tubes. Okay, literally. Also, it's carrying it. You got to unload it. I was going to say, what the hell is going on there? Okay, so it's pretty much the Basilisk, but you can just carry it. But like it's transported by UAZ. Maybe you actually do fire it. It's attached there. Look, as you can see there, you actually do fire it from top of the vehicle. So it is literally an old school mortar carrier. That's cool. I like that. Epic. That's pretty good. For 17 points, get around battlefield quicker. I like that. I'll definitely probably choose that over than the static one. A Nuna. A 2S9 Nuna. Excellent bit of kit. 8,000. Not a bad price as well. Pretty good. Depression. Suppress is good. High explosive is good. Not a bad bit of kit, really. It's just standard sort of mortar, really. Mortared vehicle. It's pretty good. Next one, 22mm height. So you've gone through this before. Sort of standard. If you want to use this bit of kit. It's got a not bad range. There's a one with better range than that. But it's good. It's the only sort of self-artillery piece you have, really. This is your multiple launch rocket system. Not quite a grad, but it's still good. It's got 24 rounds. Not the best one, I say 45 points. 17,000 range. If you need to use something like this, you've got the option to get two of these bad boys. Increase the accuracy. Is that increase accuracy? No, increase the rate of fire. So not even that great. Grasp both of them, but you've got an option there to have it if you want to. Tanks. Here we go. It's going to be interesting. But look at that. You actually get an 80 anti-tank gun. It's a bit outdated for that, isn't it? Jesus. This is when, you know, when you're in like a solid defense and you've been there for a while and you're just like, what can I do? Bolster defense up. But I wouldn't even buy this. It's cheap, which is a good thing, means you can set loads of these up in the defensive position, which would do really well. But on its own, it's not worth having this alone. You need multiple of these bad boys. But this is going to stay at one position throughout the entire game, really, and just snipe stuff that comes down, sort of an ambush site. So what else we got? Got the Desantno Concourse. We've seen that before. Gets around, fire rounds off. It's pretty useful. Good kit. Next with the BRDM2 Concourse, well, same as the UAZ, but it just is have a little bit of armor. It's pretty much exactly the same stats wise. Literally is. Other than it's got more accuracy, so you're getting 21 points out of it, getting some better stats out of it, so that's not bad. And we actually have some decent tanks for the Airborne division, actually, surprisingly. We've got T-64B, which is not a bad bit of kit. Moved for that 4 on the 39th and 79th division. It's not a bad little tank to be used for 185 points. Could be used to defend wood block, stuff like that. Actually, good at attacking, actually. I'm actually quite surprised at the price and the tanks they've got for the Airborne division, so you can have a good little selection as well. A T-64BV, which is not bad as well. It's an excellent quality tank for the price you're paying as well, because you've got good range actually there on both the tank gun and the ground-to-ground missile, and you have a machine gun against infantry. Nice. And lastly, you got a T-64BVK. Seen a lot of these in Ukraine as well. So you got not bad as well. It's not the best. It's just quite expensive because it's a command tank, but you at least have that option to have an expensive command tank. But those stats are not great for that price. But it could be used in conjunction with these other tanks and might be effective. Recon. What have we got? Some more vehicles. New BRDM2. Not bad. Cheap little price, little vehicle. We've seen these before, as well as the BRM1. Explain exactly how I'd use this before in the first episode. Explain them on the 79th division. Yeah, these are good. These are what I like to select, because that capability of taking out armoured fighting vehicles. Option MI2, MI8 MT. We've gone over those before. Now we've got an MI24K Recon, 207 point helicopter. So it's got a Gatling gun, autocannon, air-to-ground rockets. If that had, we need like a cooler. I don't think it came out in this era yet. I think we're still quite early for that. But that's not bad. If I had an ATGM, that'd be phenomenal. Penetration 2. So you've got an autocannon actually engage aircraft or tanks, armored vehicles, which is pretty cool. As you can see there down the left and right inside. It's pretty cool. And you've got the rocket pods there, 40 of them. Not a bad bit of kit, and it's got optics are very good. I'm surprised the optics are very good. I thought that'd be at least exceptional, but there we go. Can't have everything, can you? Maybe put that up would be exceptional. Nah, it's just better stats. Infantry we've seen before. A Razved. Is it? Razvedka? That's how you pronounce that. The UAZ. Spetsnaz GIU, we've seen these guys before. I really like these guys and these guys as well. Both really good infantry units, recon units that I really would like to start using. And I think I may have these guys. They're really good for attack as well. So, nice. Nice bit of kit. AA, what we got here? The Desantno-Igla with the BTR ZD Shrezek. Is that how you pronounce that? Shrezek. Skrezet. I'll say that. Skrezet. That's a good combination there. You can send it. How much is that going to cost me? 90 points. With a UAZ, you're going to look at spending 60 points. Probably better for getting that because you get a combination of both. An AA missile launcher. Manpad. And then it's got a gun as well, so it's a good combination actually. Literally, right now they're literally guns like mounted on top of the vehicle. Did they actually do that? That's incredible if they did. Like, that is some serious modification. Like, just stick it on top, yeah, strap it down, there we go. Fair place, and initially it works. Another ZU-23-2, which is just your anti-air gun. These are kind of good. These are kind of good to plot around the map, really. You know, they're just manual, cheap, get them down the ground. In the areas where you're not really too fussed about, but in areas that need defended, kind of plot them around. They can be used as well, useful against helicopters, because no one's going to see it unless you get on top of it as well, so it's pretty good. Stealth is mediocre as well. This thing, which is pretty much the same gun, but on the back of the truck, really. Get around a little bit quicker. Can be a little bit useful. Not the best, probably better in teams, but does its job. BRDM Strela 1, gone through this before. Not a bad bit of kit. Does the job again. Not the best bit of AA, to be honest. And I can see the cooler at the bottom there. That sounds sexy. Anti-air gun, been through this as well. Not a bad bit of kit actually. This one. Out of all these, I'll probably go for the Igla, Strela, and this bad boy. And we got a cooler. Look at that. Surface-to-air missile AA, so we can take out helicopters and aircraft as well. We've got a Gatling gun and an autocannon. Optics are good. Not even as far as more Game of Dragon. These are coolers. The K52 and the K50, phenomenal bit of kit. But clearly this is the older version. But it's not bad. It gives you the option to fire air-to-air missiles, which is good. But I'm surprised not a helicopter. We'll see. There might be some more here. There isn't a cooler here actually. Moving on to helicopters. So we've been through the MK rocket 1, 2, and 3, and we decided you're going to go for this. Go for the 2, because it has twice as much rockets. So more capability of going engage more targets. Been through these as well. The Mi-24s really good, and it gives you an option. Not surprised it's in the Airborne division of the Soviet Union. There's another new aircraft, the K-50 Akula. Here we go. Look at that. Air-to-ground missile, 2,800 meters. That is phenomenal. That can take out targets at the ground at that range, which is really good. We haven't seen much air-to-air units yet that can engage that range yet in NATO and other countries, so we'll soon find out. So air-to-ground rockets as well. It's pretty good. And it's got an autocannon. It's a good bit of kit, that actually. Really good. Expensive though, but you got a bit of armor, so you can actually it can take a little bit of a beating. But really good accuracy as well. That air-to-ground missile accuracy, 87%. And while that's on motion, 43%. So it's not the greatest in motion, but if you're static, that thing's going to annihilate stuff. So definitely want to see in the battlefield. Lastly, on the aircraft, what we got? We've got MiG-27s. A lot more MiG-27s than this one. A lot more MiG, sorry. It's more focus. So got MiG-27 high explosive, 4 times 500 kilograms bombs. MiG-27M. Napalm, nice, good options here, and rockets as well. Air-to-ground rocket, not bad, not bad. MiG-23A, we've seen that as well. Not a bad aircraft. It's sort of your low-standard air-to-air aircraft you could use and put into the field. Got Su-25 ATN class. I'm surprised there's so minimal amount of aircraft. I'm surprised there's no Su-24s here to be used to drop bombs. I'm surprised you've got a shorter selection of aircraft for the Airborne division. I think it's kind of a bit frustrating because maybe in other games, other divisions, Airborne divisions, you might have more aircraft choice. Next, you have the MiG-29. Nice. That is a really nice aircraft. Got to love a MiG-29. The stats on this as well. Really good air-to-air missile stats. Exceptional agility as well. ECM's not bad. Aircraft is not bad as well. It's good. Not bad bit of kit. Good. Really good use of aircraft. It's definitely a high-end air-to-air fighter there. Not the best. Still, the Su-27 is probably the better one. Actually brings about 280 points. But you're sort of mid-range here. So, good bit of kit. MiG-25 RBF. High explosive. Is a big boy. 500 kilograms times by 8. It's a lot of weight dropping on someone's head. Suppressor 600. Actually, it's 94%. That is a really good aircraft to drop high explosive on. Like that. And finally, the MiG-25 BM Seed. So after air defense. So, nice. Anti-radiation missiles. KH-58U anti-rad radiation. Penetration 28. Actually 65%. It's increased that a little bit, 74%. So that is phenomenal. Really good. Normally these aircraft are pretty good. It's got 4 missiles, which is really good actually. Normally you have about 2. So that is a really good, good pound for money, really. Good. Like that. Penetration 28. Nice. Get a lot of worth for your money for that one, so that's nice. But obviously it's only got one role. It'll literally take out AA. If they have radar AA, that is. So not bad. Nice. So that is the Soviet division, Airborne division. We've gone through all the Soviet stuff now. That's 3 episodes. It's quite interesting. If you want to see more in depth, I think the first video I did was the longest one. It was like 40 minutes or something, where I went more in depth on all the units. The first one I went through it. So if there's some units in here I didn't explain that much or didn't go into too much detail or talk about. I've looked at my first episode with some more detail there, but I think in the future I might actually go specifically in comparison to these units compared to other units. Maybe that might be pretty cool. But where do we go next is the question. Which country do we go next? So we got Soviet Union and Eastern Germany. What do we have? We'll go for the Eastern Germany units, probably. Yeah, alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I'll look at all the units in the game, and I will see you in the next episode, wherever that may be. Probably with the Eastern Germany ones. Cool, see you next time.